welcome to Star Crazy. We have someone who wears many hats. Actor, singer, director. Well, you know who I'm talking about? Farhan Akhtar. Director, filmmaker, cyclist, singer. What next?
Well,
what
cyclist is really not a job.
Yeah, but you never know with you. No? You just might be like in the races very soon. So what next?
Well, I was in Milan just now and I was working on a very, very special project. I'm working on my own album is what I've been doing. So hopefully by this early next year that will see the light of day.
And also if a book was written on you, what would the title be? Your biopic, what would it be called?
Why me? I have no idea.
Okay. And also a sports person that you would want to play other than you've already played Milkha Ji.
Yeah, I don't really have an answer to this of who it is that I would like to play there. I really don't. I mean, I feel like, there are incredible stories.
True.
Of people from all of their stories would be incredible to share with people. But I also feel that you want to see more about the person than you do what you watched on television, or heard on radio in your time. You want to know more about that person, and only if that person is still around, or then if the family of that person is willing to share that, because I feel that's what the greater learning is. Everybody knows the achievement.
True.
It's the other side of a person. The devils that had to be conquered or fought, is what makes a life journey exciting. Milkha Ji, I think, was very, very generous to share everything that happened.
Absolutely.
In his life, and which is why I think it made it such a special film, that you got to see aspects which were very dark for him to share. About his childhood, about his sister, just various things. And if that is possible, I feel then whoever's story, then it makes for an engaging story.
And lastly, you belong the 70s show. You love the 70s. That one movie from the 70s you wish that you were part of. Or
that I wish I was part of?
No, if you could go back in time.
Well, I don't know about part of. I think is a bit too like.
Yeah, you've already done a done.
No, so it's not that.
Or a movie you would want to make.
But I think I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall, to have been there during the making of Diwar. Just to see it all come together the way it did.
Thank you so much and all the very best.
Thank you very much.
Today we have someone, new mommy, Soha Ali Khan, joining us. So Soha, changing diapers or burping the baby, which one is tougher?
I would say, both of them are incredibly difficult because it's all about expelling things that they've ingested. And either it comes out this end or it comes out that end. I would like to think that I'm a better burper than I'm a diaper changer, especially because it is, the very fortunate parent who has a calm baby when you're changing the diaper. They don't really like to be on that changing station. And that's when she, and when she cries and she goes purple in the face, I do tend to panic. At least when I'm burping her, I'm holding her, and the situation seems to be a lot more in control. So I would say I'm a better burper.
So is Kunal a hands-down dad? Is he good with diaper duty and, like burping the baby and all that?
He's great at making her laugh. He's very entertaining. He's always good at making people laugh. And what is frustrating for me is that I do a lot of the hard work, like the feeding. He's good at burping as well. He's a little bit fastidious about diaper changing. He says that, he gets a little nauseous. So, he's been avoiding that for as long as he can. But I think I need to make him do that and need to toughen him up. But no matter what, but I'm forgotten, and she just saves her best and most special smiles for him, which I find incredibly frustrating.
Dil Mange More was your debut. So what does Soha...
one thing is to say that the Dil is very content, and I actually am in a good place right now. I've always wanted a good work-life balance. I look forward to doing more good films, of course. I want to work with good directors. I don't feel that work ends just because, you've had a family and you've had a child. The first 3 months are, of course, very time-consuming, and rightly so. I want to give her all of my attention. But now, as the new year starts, I do want to look at different projects. This book is exciting. It's my first book, and it's out now on the 12th in a couple of days, and I'm looking forward to sharing it. I'm looking forward to...
Think about being an actor and the most underrated.
I think they are so many things that people misunderstand about being an actor, insight into people's lives. They're seeing them when they go to the gym without makeup, when you come out of doctor's appointments and things like that. And I think as a result of that, people are appreciating that actors are, at the end of the day, real people with good days, bad hair days. You're not always looking the way that you do on screen. So I think that there's always the get that it's hard work being an actor, and when you're working hard on whether it's a physique or certain reaching a certain weight or rehearsing for a song, for example, there's a lot of hard work, sweat and blood and tears that goes into it. And sometimes that film comes out and it bombs and it's forgotten, before it's even Friday afternoon. And that can be tough for an actor. So that's, I think, the overrated part, or the underrated part. All the trappings of it, the silvery bits, the fame, the glamour. I think people fail to see sometimes, as I said, the blood, sweat and tears behind that.
In one word, describe your mother.
Say that she was wise. She's incredibly wise. And it's difficult to leave it at that, but I would say that, the way that she's brought us up, with the equal amount of liberalism as well as guidance without being too imposing, is the kind of tone that I would like to take with Anaya as well. But she's really one of the wisest women or people that I know. I have to be so careful. He's incredibly funny. He's generous to a fault, but if there's one word, I would say that he can make you laugh in the most dire circumstances.
Sister-in-law.
She is personable or comfortable. She is really her own person and is so secure.
If there was to be a sequel to Moderately Famous, what would it be called?
I would say that if I was to write another book, it would probably again be in a non-fiction space and would have to be about at least the first 6 to 8 weeks of parenting, because that's the only thing I could think about. So it would certainly be about being a mother, because that's all that occupies me at the moment. And I think that I could again be able to laugh at it, because like I was telling you earlier, I still go to bed every day crying with all the frustrations of the day. So I have a lot to share about it with people.